I would say, sound the alarm, but the truth is that it's already ringing, loud, loud, and crystal clear. This paradigm of ours is crumbling. Rome did fall, and modern times of corruption and tyranny will end, but only when the people say so, only when the people rise up together in unity. And not out of some false notion or commercialization of love and light, the bypassing of shadows and the fear and demonization of the dark and the night, but in the real that includes the full feeling of our pain, not turning away but embracing all that is present, the beauty way. Because the real power of love can only be found in the fullness of our truth, the totality that leaves not one crumb or one thread imagined as separate from the whole, but holds space for the many spectrum colors of our souls. Let us rise up and swarm the streets and wail our grief up to the heavens and deep down into the roots of the earth, so that the bones of our ancestors shake and their spirits watching from above vibrate in the resonance of the truth long suppressed, now released to break the chains of our soul's confinement. Let us rise together in our deepest hearts, open to all that we find there, for there is room for it all. The sorrow and tears, the calls for justice and peace, the trauma and grief, the anger and rage, the uncertainty, and the courage of the brave. And let us not forget our joy, the revolutionary twin of grief. The roots of grief that cleanse are the wings of joy that set us free. Yes, perhaps most of all, let us rise together and join in our joy. For we are the blessed answers to the earth's sweet prayers, crying for her children to wake up and end their disillusionment from source, to end this disease of supremacy, these manipulative and destructive games of hierarchy, to remember who we are. Children of God, many forms, many shapes and sizes, many colors, many stories, many songs, and all of them are valid. All of them are welcome to be seen and known. Let us transmute within the fires of truth, that our suffering may be the mud for the lotus of our awakening. Let us rise up together and wail our grief and sing our joy in one sweet and full chorus, where the sounds of the many songs come together and the resonance of the whole is the song of love. Yes, love. For this war on consciousness is a gaping wound that cries out in its deep feeling of a lack of love. And love is the answer. Love is the medicine. And when we create the space for the fullness of all that we are, all the people and all the parts within and without, love will be what we find. It is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and all the parts in between. It is the forgiveness and compassion. It is accountability. For even our wounding and the cries for the lack of it is only because in our suffering we have forgotten it. And what the world needs now is indeed love, sweet love, to realize it's what we're really all made of. And this great revolution is as much about tearing down the old statues and structures of hate as it is opening up to the waves of love that the truth leaves in its wake. And to remember, we are love incarnate. And that's more than we could ever really know from our egos. So we must open up to the eyes of our souls, move through the keyhole, and allow the chorus of love to bring us home. And we shall ride together on the great waves of love, the returning of enlightened consciousness that springs forth, bursting at the seams, God's source's truest dream, creating a revolution of heaven on earth, the liberation of all beings. together in the truth of love, we are the medicine that we need.